Hi, good morning, my friends. Happy day to you, wherever you are, whenever you are seeing this, hearing this message. I'm so glad to be back here in this form of a virtual space with you. The growing season has my energetic capacities stretched very thin, and so videos kind of fall off, but I had to come on and share a very special encounter instance message with you all because it came through so powerfully and it just needed to be shared. I am in the apothecary mixing up some new kind of medicine for the collective, for us to experience the people's medicine in a ancient way. I've been doing some fun research this summer, and it's had me tapping into a lot of different energies, energies that live inside of all of us, but some different energies. And something that happened the other night, I was having a bout of anxiety that was stemming from the things that are going on outside of me and my existence outside in the world. Some family stuff that came up that was a little upsetting. And normally my very diligent meditation practice would have had me just so calm and grounded and back to center. But this particular evening, I was struggling to get back into center. So I went to a blend that lives on my altar, Mugwort Magic. A lot of you have experienced this herb, this blend. A little bit about it. I was healing from a very traumatic situation that I had to be extracted from by my family. Thank Goddess for my family, but they extracted me from this situation, and I was healing my nervous system, my mind, my body, my traumas that had been a lifetime of trauma in this capacity in Washington in the forest. I was close to my family, but I was healing very much in the forest, going to my herbs who I knew were the best thing for us all, right? And I channeled a couple of blends during that time that were for PTSD, severe stress and anxiety, and that was Tree of Wisdom, and as the first, and the second one that came through during that time was Mugwort Magic. So the Tree of Wisdom is to support the PTSD responses via the elder energies of the forest through elder, alder, and red cedar, and those three plants are elder energies in three folkloric and earth-based spiritual traditions. So they came through as the elder support to nourish the PTSD responses, to actually give life and understanding through the support of a grandmother or a grandfather and creator essences through that blend. But Mugwort Magic came a little further along because it was time to transmute that trauma that was being cultivated into some really powerful energy. But when you're dealing with the type of severe trauma that I'm talking about, sometimes some help to move you through the fear is essential, and that's where Mugwort Magic came in. So I was meditating in the woods, meditating with Tree of Wisdom and all of the magic that surrounds those northwest forests, and Mugwort Magic came through. So I do use it when I'm having anxiety, because now that I've moved through the trauma, PTSD still happens, however, but generally speaking, I'm ready to transmute that energy, that anxious energy, through Mugwort Magic that lights kind of a fire under your butt where you need to have a fire lit, and Mugwort Magic does that. But it's a very bitter blend. I've added a lot of honey to this, but it's still a concentrate, so it needs a lot. It needs a a potion to be made, a little herbal sippy beverage to be hanging out with while you're meditating, while you're feeling into the transmuting the energies of the trauma, of the anxiety, of the stress. So I was sitting with Mugwort Magic at the altar space and mixing it with some honey, like a nice big tablespoon of honey, 1 dropper full. I was mixing, and then mix some water in, and I was just feeling the medicine, inviting my ancestors in. And I had one of those moments. They don't happen all the time, but when they happen, they're very powerful. And I had one of those moments that was a whispering intuitive hit that felt like smacking up against a brick wall, the kind that you have to act upon in that moment, right then and there. Run to the action. And I left my altar space at 8 p.m. in the evening, which normally I'm winding down as a farm girl, but ran to the apothecary to create what was being channeled through me, what was coming from the ancestors, because I knew that running with this intuitive hit, with this knowing of something that was magical, that was coming through from the ancestors, by acting on it immediately, more magic was going to come through, more was going to come through, more knowing in my DNA, the way this was feeling. It was coming from ancient places. It was coming from a part of my ancestry, a part of all of our ancestry that is from the deep lost wisdom of our lineage that was burned, that was destroyed, and this to me is a part of the Great Awakening that's happening right now. It is part of us coming together as a collective to remember exactly why we're here on this planet right now, exactly what it means to be a human being on the earth. And my ancestors have been telling me for a long time, but for years, this past year especially, we are not here to just work a corporate machine. We are here to be in community together. We are here to be working with nature in all of our unique ways as a group, as small groups, as bigger groups, as groups. We each have something to bring to the table. So what came through the other night when I was having this really glorious experience with my ancestors is what I'm mixing up here. I've made like 5 batches this week because I just have to. And it's a very deep ceremonial concoction. And when I was mixing it, there was a windstorm outside, and the wind was coming into the blend, and it was oxygenating all of the cells of the plants and all of the ingredients that are going in. And I said a couple of years ago, I wrote about the future of herbalism is fermented. And that is what that I said a couple of years ago makes total sense now with what came through the other night from the ancestors. And it's magical, and it's gorgeous, and it connects to when, like, so ancient. The feeling of knowing that I was communing with ancient craft. The time when the women were the priestesses. The time when the women were the keepers of the secrets of divine connection, and holding space for all of us to remember that we are divine, incarnated in human form, that the plants are divine, incarnated in plant form, that the fungus is divine, incarnated in fungus form. We are not separate. We know that. We are all living breathing, gorgeous beings that are meant to be in practice together, in community together. And that is all of the beings, not just human beings. The plants, the animals, the fungi, the trees, the land, the soil, the waterways. We are all a part of a divine system that is on this planet, this gorgeous garden planet that we live on, that we're very distracted. But right now, there's something very special happening right now. Those of us who've been practicing our soul path know that this is the time when the rest of us wake up, when we all come back into the communal spaces that we know are essential for this life to be glorious and beautiful in the way that it is meant to be. So I'm telling you this because I want all of us to realize we each have a soul path. We each have something that lights up our divine essence so much that we can't ignore it. We all carry this. It's all different and it's all the same. Some of us are teachers, some of us are space holders, some of us are ceremony people, some of us are plant people, some of us are fungi people, some of us are beautiful animal workers, some of us are water workers, some of us are art creators, are physical art creators, are vocal art creators. The point being, we all have creation capacity. We all are meant to be creating magical things with nature. And we have an opportunity right now to wake up and dive into this fully. And I know that this is the case because I've been working with the plants full-time now for 5 years. I've been working with them for 16 years, but the actual full-time capacity just came in about 5 years ago. I'm noticing a crack in my vessel here, which is fine. Just have to catch it and fix it later. Anyway, where was I saying? What was I going with that? We all have creation magic inside of us, and we all have purpose together as a collective, as small collectives, as the greater collective across the globe. We all have a piece of the puzzle. And I know it's the time for us to be waking up. Oh, I know what I was saying. So I've been working the plants full time for the last 5 years. And the connection to the ancestors has absurdly grown within these last 5 years. So it's always been a part of my practice. I've been studying plant medicine for 16 years. I've been working with them for 16 years. I've been meditating for that amount of time because the plants called that into my life too. But this full-time shift is when everything started clicking into place more and more and more. And that is where it all shifts. When we say the full big yes to our souls and the full big no to the corporate machine. This is how we get out of the craziness we've been in for so many centuries. So many centuries, you guys. So I hope this example was great for you. I still have some containers that are going to be opening in the fall. I know I said I was going to do this class before summer, but sometimes I bite off way more than I can actually chew. And that was one of those instances. However, I'm still collecting class material. I'm still creating class material, and I plan to be launching my class, The Science and Spirit of Herbalism, in the fall when I can be more available for you guys to learn. I also have another thing that came through that will be coming in the winter. I want this to happen in the deep dark feminine, in the middle of the deep dark feminine that's chaotic and glorious. So stay tuned for all those things. If you've made it this far, thank you for being here. I'm honored to be your herbalist. I am honored to be assisting us all in the process of getting on to our soul path, our connection to the divine. And I send you all huge blessings of abundance and love. And I'm so glad you're here. And let's get on this mission, you guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe if you feel so called. And definitely share as you feel called to do so. And follow my links below. You can read my blog. You can find my other videos. And follow me on Instagram because I am still active on there. I love Instagram, even though the weird things that are happening, but I'm there. And I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Thank you so much for being here again. Blessings to you all.